What's up, TGN and fellow Yes Gamers, Robert the Bruce here, and today's video is taking a look at the Ace 21 CQB, which very well may be my new favorite gun in Battlefield 4. The Ace 21 will hold 35 rounds in the mag, plus 1 in the chamber. This is 5 rounds more than most carbines, and while it may not seem like a big deal, it's kind of like when the gas light in your car comes on, but you still have that little bit of gas left in the tank that ends up saving you. All too often I find myself in a battle where those last few bullets made all the difference. Fires 770 rounds per minute, which will definitely get the job done. It's not the absolute fastest RPM out of the carbines, but it's definitely not the slowest either. Recoil is very manageable as well, and I will often pick off enemies at medium and longer ranges by burst firing. I love the idea of carbines because you can use them with any kit. I know it's not hard to learn various weapons, but there's definitely something to be said for learning one main gun and then being able to use it on whatever kit you decide will be the best for that map. I know a lot of guys that get stuck in one class because they train all their muscle memory on one engineer PDW or one assault rifle, but then they're faced with the choice of sometimes using that class on a map where it doesn't make much sense to do so if they want to be able to use their favorite gun. Sure, I love to snipe when it's appropriate, or run a shotgun if I get the urge to, but it's really beneficial to be able to have the Ace 21 CQB equipped on my various kits as my standard weapon. Then when I'm mid-match and I decide I need to switch kits for a certain situation, I can hop between them and not worry about what gun I have equipped or what attachments it has. Just makes things very simple. Speaking of attachments, my favorite setup with the Ace 21 is either a Coyote or Cobra sight, a flash suppressor, and a potato grip. There are of course various ways you could set this gun up that would all be effective, but I find this setup complements the way the gun handles and allows me to be effective with it at most ranges. I don't think there's any one perfect sidearm that you should always pair with this gun, but I personally really like to run it with the Shorty 12 gauge. The Ace 21 has a large mag capacity, so I typically don't need my sidearm. One situation that I love to have the Shorty in, though, is when I'm getting shot right before I duck behind cover. If the enemy chases me, I don't stand a chance with the Ace 21 because he's already taken a lot of my health away. I can switch to the Shorty, and then I've got a chance for a one-hit kill to save the day. Something to consider when you're pairing a sidearm with this weapon. Something else to remind yourself of is that you do have a slightly larger mag than most other regular guns, so don't reload until you need to, or it's safe to do so. I am reload happy, and I find myself sometimes reloading when I didn't really need to. It's never fun to start reloading with 20 rounds left in the mag, only to have an enemy around the corner that you weren't expecting. You become an easy kill, and it's an easily avoidable situation, so use the increased mag capacity to your advantage when you're coming out of a firefight. Lastly, don't forget, at the end of the day, this is still a carbine, and it's really not made for super long engagements. Yes, you can pick off bad guys if the situation is right, but oftentimes all you'll do is give away your position and let the bad guy know that he was in danger. A common mistake I see players make is to start shooting at a guy when they aren't sure if they can get the kill or not. Maybe the bad guy is about to round a corner away from you, or he's just super far away, but regardless of the situation, shooting when you don't have a high chance of finishing them off is almost always a bad idea. Take the time to get to a better range and better position before you give away where you are and let loose with some lead. Also, there's nothing wrong with leaving an enemy alone and moving on to a better target somewhere else. A sniper on a roof that you can't kill easily is probably not something for you to worry about. Head to an area where the fighting is a little more conducive to your loadout and you'll find yourself winning a lot more firefights. So what do you think? Is it a good idea to run with an all-kit weapon most of the time so you're used to your gun regardless of what kit you're on? Or do you think that this strategy limits your abilities and you should just learn various weapons that are specific to each kit? Post your thoughts below because I've heard solid arguments on both sides and I'm always interested to hear what people have to say. Like I said before, I like the idea of having one weapon that I can use in any setup, but I could see some arguments being made to the contrary if you're a very versatile player. Toss your thoughts down below, and if you're on PS4 or just like tuning into live streams, make sure you follow YeshGaming on Twitch. I always post the server I'm in, and we have a really fun community of players that we get together with for some great battles. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.